Welcome back to the Chinese Wisdom channel. I'm very busy, so I have not uploaded more video in recent time. Now from now on we will upload more video about Chinese wisdom, so that I hope all of you will enjoy this channel and know more about the Chinese wisdom. Uh, this episode will be talking about the basics of Sun Tzu's art of war. As you all know, Sun Tzu Art of War is a Chinese classic in military strategy, used by many countries across the globe. Okay, from ancient time to even to Second World War, Third World War, not Third World War, Gulf War, or other military conflicts in the present century, right? But as you know, there are many translations of the Sun Tzu. In particular in English, I think there are more than 3 or 4 translations in English of the Sun Tzu Art of War. However, I have read some of them, but I think that most of them are focused or emphasized on the use of Sun Tzu's Art of War in military or business, marketing, etc. In fact, Chinese Sun Tzu's Art of War is a wisdom treatise on wisdom, which is related or can be interpreted by the Book of Changes, Yi Jing, and the Confucianism books like Manji or something like that. Okay, so Sun Tzu is not just a practical manual on military strategy or politics or business. It is a book of wisdom which you can read daily by daily and achieve the wisdom by using the Sun Tzu's principle or wisdom in your daily life, relationships, career development, ethical decisions, etc. Now, today this special will be taught about some bases, starting from chapter 1. Chapter 1, I have 2 translations. Chapter 1, the title of chapter 1, in fact, in Chinese is, let me find the words for you. It's 启智篇. This one, okay. Some translation or some books in Chinese even will omit this 智篇. Now, what is 启? 启 means starting or origin. 智 means planning, strategy, estimation, etc. Pin means chapter, right? Now, the first chapter of Sun Tzu is 启智篇, means the original planning. Now, very important in Chinese books, especially in the classic Chinese books, their words are not very more. The number of words are not very large, okay? There are few words. But in classic Chinese, one word will carry many meanings. By extension and by analogy, this meaning can be obtained. So when you read the classic Chinese books, be careful. Even each word has some underlying meanings. So just don't read it in superficial way. You must read it carefully and think and make some research on the origin of such words. So, in fact, there are some translations in Sun Tzu. To be honest, they cannot introduce you all the subtle meaning or underlying meaning of the words of Sun Tzu. So, I set up this channel because I want to introduce you about these underlying meanings and words and wisdom of Sun Tzu, so that you can apply it in your daily life, right? Now let's back to the 启智篇. It is very important. Even the title has some wisdom on it. What I mean by 启? 启 means origin. Some books omit 启 is not correct. You must include 启 origin, because many I have said before in my channel or in other writings in books. Yijin, the book of changes, is the original source of many, I can say, all wisdoms of ancient China. So qi means in the Yijin means the origin, Taiji, right? Taiji, qi origin. So why Xunzi put the qi on in the chapter 1? Because in the Chinese way, you must think all things in phenomenon in terms of a Yijing. Okay? Many works or phenomena has a beginning and then development and then decline and then cycle again. This is the basic Chinese cosmology. So in terms of war or strategy or conflict, you must also see this in Xunzi's view. Qi means even war have a origin, has a start, has a development, has decline. So when we think about war, think about struggle, think about power, you must have this mindset. That means this phenomenon will have a start. But from the start, we can predict the future. Also, if there is start, there is development, and there is end. So when we use Xunzi, you must not focus only on the anything for the time being, in the present time. You must think it as a development. Development. Start, development, decline, recycle. This is very important. So must use Xunzi, you must think it as a origin. That means only a start. But start is very important because the start will determine or decide the path of development of the phenomenon. So qi ji pan means the start, but the start is important. It's the source of movement. It is the beginning. You must think it carefully. In everything, you must think it like this. For example, if you want to marry a person, if you choose a career path, you must think that it will have some development. So when we determine whether to add something or to do something, you must not only for the time being, you must think it as a development, as a cycle, the path, the development path. Because of this, Xunzi tells us at the beginning is very important. You must think very, very carefully. So there is Qi Ji Pan, chapter 1. Chapter 1, Qi Ji Pan. Qi is very important. It's the Chinese cosmology of the ultimate beginning of everything, right? Oh, okay. Now, chapter 1, Qi Ji Pan. The chapter 1 is, I think, you can say is a, if I translate, some may translate is a laying plan. Chapter 1 is laying plans. I think it's quite similar, but not all comprehensive, right? Another thing is, I think the estimate. Chapter 1 is estimate. I think estimate is, the chapter title is not quite similar or near close to the true meaning of Xunzi, right? Estimate. So now we start chapter 1. Chapter 1 is Qi Ji Pan, chapter 1, right? Now, Xunzi said, now it was, I maybe want to look at the book first, right? Xunzi said the art of war is vital important to the state, right? It's the first sentence. War is a matter of vital importance to the state, right? Now that's right. Now in Chinese traditional wisdom, war is not good. War is unfortunate things. War is unlucky things. So the best strategy is to avoid it. To avoid it. To avoid it. Now this is only on the military side, right? So Laozi, the master of the Taoism, said that military thing is unlucky, is unfortunate, it's not good. just avoid it. Now, this Chinese basic view on war. Although war cannot be avoided altogether, but we must have such uh, um, conception that war is not a good thing. It's not a good thing. Now, this is Chinese thinking. War is not a good thing. If it is inevitable to resort to war, there's no problem. But it is the highest wisdom. Try to avoid it. Avoid it. Well, this is the basic value of Sun Tzu. Sun Tzu always teach us to win the war without a war. Means to achieve your aim or ultimate aim without resort to actual military conflicts. So he is very different from Clausewitz, okay? A German military strategist, Clausewitz. Sun Tzu focused more on your ultimate aim or motive. So, war is not good, it's bad, just avoid it. It's the central idea of Sun Tzu, right? Now, so war is a matter of vital importance to the state. Because Sun Tzu fought that, and in his history and during his lifetime, he come across many wars, battles in China. He fully understood that war will lead to many consequences, which is not worth pursuing. So his main idea is just to win the war without a war, right? So war is a matter of vital importance to state, the profits of life or death. It's very important because it leads to many consequences. You can see World War II, Gulf War, or even the war on terrorism, okay? Some people will benefit from war, but at the whole, many human beings suffer from the consequences of war and battles. He continued to set the road to survival or ruin. Ruin means destroy, destruction, even of the whole tribes, whole country, whole place, okay? Many, even not only the economic well-being, while the ecological, like nuclear wars, right? So it is mandatory that is thoroughly studied. That's true. So we must think very carefully before starting a war. So in your personal sense, it's always true, correct? Conflict is not totally avoided, but actual conflict should be used unless other options are not available. And also, you must resort to such actual conflict with a proper and careful planning. No, don't rush to conflict. So, at a personal wisdom level, you must control your temper. Temper will lead to conflict, right? But this conflict may not be beneficial to you. So, in Sun Tzu's view, if you resort to conflict, think it carefully before. Think it Qi Ji Pan, like think it in a Tai Chi, carefully, because conflict will develop to different pathway, and it will affect many things. Okay, so initial and careful planning, thinking is very important for total conflict, drastic conflict, war, etc. Even in court litigation, right? Think it carefully. But how to think it carefully? We must introduce another Chinese word. Now you can see Qi Ji Pan, Ji. Ji, something some Western scholars or other Chinese scholars just think it, interpret it or translate it into calculation. Yes, calculation is only part of Ji. You can see a composite planning, but it's not the only way in Sun Tzu's view. Ji is very important. Now, I have written a book about 36 tricks. So that means 36 strategies. 36計 36 G is also G, right? G is very in Chinese is in it can be it can refer to many meanings, okay? But in Chinese view, 记 is a very comprehensive and complicated procedure. You can say that complicated procedure. Not just use your intuition, right? Okay. Now, you must have some knowledge about the Chinese history and Chinese works and culture before fully understand what mean by 记, right? Now, 记, in fact, there are many elements, right, in Chinese culture or in Chinese Asian history. 记 can be right, and can be many meanings. I will introduce at least I think 5 meanings of 记, right? Now, first 记. Now, 记 means as I said before, first calculation. Calculation involves the mathematics, okay? Mathematics. If you, for example, calculate your manpower, calculate your military power, calculate your resources, etc. Okay? The basic meaning is calculate. So, because in Chinese, 计算 means calculate. So, most people will refer 计 to just calculate. But it is only one element of 计. Okay? Calculate. Calculate is only one element, right? Now, the another meaning is I can see is 扯. Now, this is the Chinese word 扯. If it translates to English, I can say it's for strategy, right? 扯. Now, in Chinese word, this is these two things. In fact, it means bamboo, because in ancient China, in the Paris, the king and his advisor will put all the strategy. Not there were no paper in ancient China. They used them bamboo pieces. Okay, bamboo pieces. Chop the bamboo trees and cut it into pieces. And then use them as ropes to string it together, right? Okay, and then write it down. So they 扯 means some strategy on the put it on the paper, right? Strategy is 扯. And 扯 strategy is also means a conclusion after the discussion, right? Conclusion discussion. 扯. So 扯 is another element, right? Means strategy. And the third is I can say is 谋. In Chinese word, the basic meaning is discussion between two persons at least. So that when it means when you think about war, think about decision of war, you must seek discussion among the generals, among your advisors, or in a personal life, among your friends, among your teachers, between your spouse, even between your children. Otherwise, this is brainstorming, right? Brainstorming is very important. You just through discussion, you will formulate strategy, right? Formulate the strategy, right? Is the third element of 计, okay? And then there is another meaning, which I think not many people know. It is, I think is, yes, 头. What is the meaning of this word, Chinese word? In fact, the original meaning means the capsules and the cover of swords and arrows in ancient China. Okay? So what does it mean actually? It means the tactical parts. Tactical discussion. The operational discussion. Means in the field, okay, in the military, in the field, if in your personally, on the implementation, operational tactics, right? So in the lower level, on the lower level discussion, is told. So So in China, something you say you have much taller. Taller means you have a very good command of the operational tactics. Operational tactics. Operational tactics. In personal wisdom, you can also mean some personal tactics, such as the communication skills with other persons, right? Using what works or what a medium to try to communicate your idea to your targets, okay, in interpersonal relationship. So, taller is another important element of G, okay, in Xunji's way. Now, the second one, I think it's the fourth one. The fourth one. In fact, I have written down such pieces of paper. I must find it out because it's easy for you to know the Chinese word besides knowing the meaning of the Xunji's art of astronomy, right? Now, what mean by le? Le means not many men know that. In fact, le is not. Most people you know is le. Le means strategy, plan. No, le. Now you can see this like a puzzle, right? Very close in the square. This means what? This is land for farming in ancient China. Tin. So le means the ruling or the administration. Now, in war, if you conquer a piece of land, right, a territory, you must administer it, right? You must maintain it. So, strategy is not just the fighting. After fighting, how to rule the people, how to use the resources to continue your fighting is also very important. So ruling or the not management, only rule the land, rule the people, to control to manage the resources is also should be taken account. Should be also be taken account in Xunji's way. G. So when you do the initial planning, you not just plan the fighting. You must plan after the fighting. If you conquer some person or conquer the land, how to administer, how to govern the people there. It also should be taken into account by you. If in military, by the general staff. If in personal freedom, commerce, how to by your executive or CEO, etc. So to rule, to govern the people and the resources is another aspect or element in G, right? So the final element of G is, let me find a piece of paper, right? This one. What is the meaning of this word in China? It means comprehensive and total plans with diagrams and pictures. Now, so in Xunji's view, G, you will go through such different steps and aspects of planning. It's a carefully planned thought resources before you starting any single battle. So in your personal life, you also, when you make some important decision, you must go through different process before you make the final decision. This is very important. Okay? Now, let me introduce another phrase which is important to Ji Pian. Just this. 有始有终. That means any phenomenon, you have a beginning, you have an end. 终 means end. This is the basic cosmology of ancient China. Okay. So in your personal life, when you do something, you must not give up in the middle. if there's start, there is ending. You must be persistent. That Xunzi also asks us to be too persistent. In fact, it is Confucian value, right? Confucius asks us, when you do anything, important thing, 有始有终. Xunzi also teach us, if you do something, anything, even war, conflict, career, marriage, you must be persistent. If you be persistent, you will win at the end. If you give up in the middle, you will fail. So Xunzi also teaches us wisdom in the human life, right? Now you can say even Qi Ji Pen, 3 words, have such wisdom, right? It's very important. Now, let me continue the chapter 1, right? Therefore, are placed in terms of the 5 fundamental factors and make comparison of the 7 elements later named, so you may assess its essential. This one version of translation. Another translation is like this: the art of war then is governed by 5 constant factors to be taken into account in one's deliberations when seeking to determine the condition obtaining the field. Now, one version is constant factors, another is fundamental factors. Now, fundamental, constant, what they refer. Let me in fact, it's this phrase. 故今之五事 In fact, constant means this word 今 or fundamental. Now, this is very important. In ancient China, what's 今? 今为 Jin means what? Now, in ancient China, the woman kept a weaving machine for making the cloth, okay, right? Using silk or other materials. Then this machine is a shuttle, like a shuttle key, right? One is vertical, one is horizontal. When the vertical, we call it Jin. Horizontal, we call it Wei. So, Jin means vertical, Wei means horizontal. By extension, Jin means the universal, ever not changing, right? So, Jin, if we see Bible, Jin means some thoughts or theories or values, universal, that will not be changed throughout the time. Jin means like this, right? So in Bible, in Chinese is Jin, the Quran, the Islamic Quran, 可兰经, right? In Confucius studies, we call it 经学. Jin means constant, universal, will not be changed, right? Like Yi Jin, right? Book of changes, but itself is not changing, right? This wisdom will not change it. Wisdom, there is no wisdom, old or new, right? Wisdom is universal, never changed. Science and technology can be changed, but the wisdom cannot be changed. Okay? So Jin is like that. So in Xunzi in this context, these 5 Jin, 5 constant value, very important. You must stick into it. Never deviate from them, right? If you deviate from them, you will lose, okay? But if you stick to them, you will win at the end, right? So Jin is very important. So And then after sticking to this 5 constant value, you must also like this 教字义记记的记. What means by 教? 教 means comparison, okay? Calculate, okay? So that, but however, you must even calculate this or comparison. You must also not deviate from the 5 constant value, right? But also, when we make comparison and investigation or calculation, what is the purpose for? 以说其情. Now, 说 one means saw. Saw means to detect. But I will elaborate more about this saw. 说 this one. Now, 说 this one. What is 说? In fact, 说 means in ancient China word means a circle, right? You circle rope. Will put something, and then you put it will be encircled, right? So there is a very underlying wisdom between this single word, right? So means has the meaning of circle and round and round. Now, what does it mean? Similar to Laozi. Laozi always teach us, if you do things in your daily life, sometimes you must do it indirectly. That means you must not go in a direct straight way. You must go indirectly. Sometimes if you go indirectly or take a round trip, you will succeed. That is Laozi, Taoism. Laozi. Xunzi also teach us, if you want to detect or to know the situation properly, sometimes you may not only use direct observation, direct approach. Sometimes you must take a round indirectly. So, as I said before, even a single word has underlying wisdom. Not easy to comprehend, to understand. You must know all the Chinese classics thoroughly. Then you can get the ultimate wisdom from these Chinese classics, like Xunzi, Archibald. So, indirectness is also very important if you want to know the situation properly, fully. So, if in your daily life, it can also be applied. Just like, let me read the book. So, now, I just said indirect. How do we apply indirect approach? Indirect also has another meaning. Means you yourself become curled, not straight. What it means? It means sometimes you may not expose yourself too much. You must hide something, okay? Hide something. Or you must be taken advantage by other persons. You must put it, you must do it in a passive way. Sometimes using this indirect, passive, or not to be care about to be taken advantage, some advantage by others, you may get information. It is very important. In our daily life, when we go to work outside or doing business, sometimes you must be taken advantage. Although you must stick to the 5 constants, right? Constant values. Sometimes you may be taken advantage. You must submit yourself to some authorities or other persons or even your enemies. Just a little is not, if your integrity is not harassed or damaged, that's okay. Sometimes you will willing to sacrifice something, a little something for the big benefit. So Xunzi always asks us that use indirect way, passive way, not to care about taken advantage by other persons. Sometimes you can get more information of the situation, right? And know more about the motive and feelings of your targets. Because sometimes you go straight, ask some people. For example, you ask people, he may not tell you the true motive or feelings. But however, if you try to reduce their psychological resistance, do it tacitly, you will be more close to know the enemies or your targets or your friends or your boss true meanings and their feelings behind. Xunzi always also asks us to do it this way. This is the first wisdom for our daily life. Xunzi wisdom is can be applied to many aspects, right? So now let me start episode here. And in the next episode, we will continue to talk about the 5 gene, 5 constant value. Also very important. So chapter 1 is very important. Once you know the basic chapter 1, you will be more easily or successfully to apply the other chapters. Okay, now we stop here, right? See you next time.